should start recording. We decided to team up because we are success partners and we wanted to start doing calls together. So who here is on Shannon's team? Hi, Courtney.
Hi.
Who else?
Hi.
Anyone else? Hey.
I have a couple of my girls. Yeah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Hey. All right, so I just wanted to welcome you. Oh, Geneva raised a hand. Cool.
I see Carrie. I don't know how to raise my hand. I'm like, you're like, hey, I'm here.
I didn't know you can actually like click something to raise your hand.
Yeah.
And you're on video. So anyways, Shannon and I are really excited to start working together even on our team calls because I'm more of a preacher and she's more of a teacher. So I think, giving a little bit is going to help you guys and find a style that works best for you with building your own team and business. So thank you guys very much for getting on. We do have a very special guest. We have Raina Odell. I'm going to introduce her here in a second. Hey, you guys can just mute yourselves if you are on a phone. Sometimes you hear a little noise. That would be awesome. Thanks. Okay, perfect. So just a couple things here before we get started. I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I already did the recognition in the team page. Shannon also did hers. Congratulations, everyone. We did want to shout out everyone, but there would be a lot of people to shout out. So we're going to try to save time on the calls because we want to respect your times and we know you have families to get to. Mine are watching Little Mermaid right now, and one of them is not happy because it's not the boys. So just a couple quick things here. Qualifications, if you are ranked or if you are trying to go for Star Diamond, I know there's a couple that are for 2-star, 5-star, 10-star. Next week is the last week for qualification. Hey guys, try to mute yourselves if you can because I can't see everyone. Thank you. All right, so make sure that you are getting all your ducks in a row for finishing up for qualification because you do have to qualify for 6 consecutive weeks and you can't lose your rank in between those 6 weeks or you do not get that Star Diamond bonus in the qualification period. So Cup Challenge month, I hope everyone is doing good. I know there are a lot of coaches on the leaderboard. You guys are kicking major butt. A great way to finish this month off strong is to make sure that you are prepping for a new challenge group at the beginning of September. We have Labor Day, September. Can I mute everyone and then just unmute myself? How does that thing work?
If you click participants and then you should be able to hit mute all.
I have manage participants. Oh, mute all. Thanks, guys. All right, can you guys still hear me? Yeah? Where am I? Now I can't even find myself. Oh my gosh, I hate when I can't see myself. Not like I want to see myself, but I just need to know where I'm at. Oh, I see myself. Oh my gosh, I just did that. Anyways, September 5th is Labor Day. This is a perfect opportunity for you guys to promote the refresh. I don't know if you guys have done that yet, but the refresh is a quick way to get everyone back on track. It's 3 days long. Everyone can go for a cleanse because they're putting a bunch of crap in their bodies. So talk about the cleanse, talk about the refresh, and get into a challenge group. With that said, the Health Bet Challenge is coming up September 5th to the beginning of October. A perfect opportunity for you to invite them into that and give them a little extra motivation, saying that you have an opportunity to win money because most people are motivated by money. It's a good driver for everyone. I know I've gotten a lot of feedback by talking about the Health Bet Challenge. Even in my challenge groups, I'm inviting them to my next challenge group to go into the challenge tracker app. If you guys have not downloaded that yet, please make sure you do. I just posted how to get it set up in the FAQs. I posted that in the middle of the night last night while I was awake at like 1 in the morning. So make sure you check that out if you have not seen that so you know how to set it up. Please don't everyone ask questions. Just look at the FAQs because it's there and we need to take advantage of our resources. That's one great thing we have with Beachbody is the FAQs. You can just search any keyword and it all comes up. If you cannot find it, yes, please come to your upline coach. But make sure you look in the FAQs first or ask in the group and someone will tell you. What else did I want to say? I think that's all. Oh, a perfect way to also talk about your next challenge group. We have so many promos going on. We have like everything: size, country, heat, hardcore, 21-day fix, fix extreme, PIO, and the refresh. So if you can finish this month off strong, talk about the refresh. That'll set you up also for the next month. I also mentioned a little bit about the Forever Fit Club, which is people who are not interested in Shakeology. So for me, I require everyone to use Shakeology in the challenge groups. It is an investment into your health. It is something that we should believe that is really benefiting our nutrition. So if they're not willing to invest in that, we can always offer them the club membership. It's still going to help your volume. It's still going to help them. It's a good opportunity for them to get into a challenge group, see how you run them, not use Shakeology, but still have access to the workouts, to the Fix 8 TV show and everything else. And then you can talk about Shakeology in there to build interest. And then hopefully as they're getting results and they're seeing, all these opportunities within the club membership and on demand, they'll eventually join your next challenge group. Okay. So don't leave those people out just because they don't want Shakeology. Don't ignore them. Just keep building relationship and keep them involved and engaged. Okay, I think that's all I want to talk about. So we have Raina on the call today. So Raina Odell, I remember when she first started in April of 2013. I remember, did you friend request me or did I friend request you?
I probably friend requested you, I'm sure.
But
I was on an adding rampage.
Well, so I was like, I don't want to keep adding people. But when I saw her, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's kind of like me. Like I could just see her personality through her Facebook, which is why she is as successful as she is. So then I started following her because she has grown a very successful business from the get-go. She's a Success Club 10 legend. She has been elite 2014 and 15. 13, 14, 15. No, 14, 15. Yes. Okay. And she is also a superstar diamond. If you guys are not familiar with that, she is a 15 star. The highest you can get in this company with your rank is 15 star. So that is what she is. You got that last year. What month?
November last year, I think.
Okay. Cool. So she has been able to travel to California a bunch of times, and she's just had an amazing journey, and she's even had some obstacles herself, but she has definitely been able to overcome them. She just had a huge move. You were in California and went to Colorado, correct?
Right. Yes. Yeah, we were in Kansas City originally, and then exactly a year ago moved to California, and exactly a month ago moved to Colorado. So that's exciting.
For all y'all people who are like, I'm moving, I can't work my business, I don't want to hear it. You can still make it happen, but she has done an amazing job with rocking her business. And one of the things that I have found that I follow her for in particular is recruiting. Like she's really, really good at recruiting. You'll see her constantly posting about the coaching opportunity. So she's going to be talking about that. And so make sure you have your notebooks and your paper or whatever you're going to write on. Make sure you're taking notes. So go ahead, Raina.
All right. Thank you. I'm excited to be on here and talk. Deidra was on our call. Was it last week or the week before, I think? And it's always fun to like exchange calls and speak up for other people just because I feel like my team gets tired of hearing me ramble about the same things over and over and over. So if I say the exact same thing that Deidra says, know that she knows what she's doing too, right? We all do the same things. We just maybe have different techniques and different ways of doing those specific things. But there's really no secret. And I think that's probably one of the most sad things about this. You want to get on a call and you want to be like, I want to know all your secrets, but it's just kind of our own experiences and learning as you go, I think. But I started where you guys did. I started in April of 2013. I had no training, no experience in health and fitness. I literally joined up when I started with a challenge pack in Shakeology. It was the first Beachbody program I had ever tried. My husband's in the background, by the way, if you see like fingers or arms behind my head. So it's just my husband. But yeah, I started, I jumped in and it was my first challenge pack, my first go at Beachbody programs, at Beachbody products, at anything Beachbody. And I had just gotten into health and fitness. I was doing pump classes in the gym every once in a while, just kind of randomly here and there. And so I actually reached out to my upline sponsor now. I found her on MyFitnessPal, which is like a tracking nutrition website type thing. And I wanted to try Shakeology, so I messaged her, and she randomly asked me, about me, and was like forming me and finding out more about me and my life, and if I was into health and fitness now. And I told her I was just getting into it, and it was kind of like the perfect setup. And then she just randomly mentioned the coaching opportunity, and I was like, okay, like I'll do it. I was like the easiest sign on ever. I had to then tell my husband that I wanted to be a Beachbody coach, and he was like, absolutely not. I was like, that's not what I wanted to hear. So I begged him for like an entire week, and I signed up on payday, which is a Friday, and I just kind of dug in. And I remember when I first started, I went to church like a couple weeks after I just started coaching, and somebody came up to me and actually asked me what Beachbody was, and I just like shut down. It's like, I have no idea what to say, how to pitch it, how to talk about it. I'm like that very awkward person in person. I don't like to talk to a lot of people. So thank God this is all like a business behind a computer screen, because I shine behind the computer. And so I don't know, luckily my husband has been in sales forever. And so he kind of jumped in and explained what it was. And I just kind of smiled and was nodding and whatever. But I'm very much so a hermit, and putting myself out there and getting in front of people, it's a very, very scary thing. It was a very scary thing for me to do. I've gotten used to it now. But my point is that, we all start out as these awkward coaches, not really knowing much about the business in general or how to talk about the business, or, we don't have our elevator speech ready, that 3-minute spiel about what coaching is or anything like that. And I think that recruiting really is a learned behavior, and it takes a lot of practice. The more you get out there, the more you talk to people, the easier it's going to get. But you can't try it for a week and not get anywhere and stop and say that this coaching thing didn't work for you, because it takes time and it takes consistency. And I guarantee you've heard that from Deidra before. So I'm going to dig in. I just have a few tips. I think I have like 4 tips that I'm going to give you guys. Just some things that I've learned over the last 3 years of coaching that's really just helped me attract quality people to my team, right? I think in the beginning, I was just like, I'll take you, and I'll take you, and I'll take you. And I was just taking anybody and everybody, because, I'm like, okay, let's grow, let's do this together. But I found that, my personality and other personalities don't maybe mesh well. I find that, maybe I'm attracting people who want the get rich quick thing, and I'm not attracting quality people who actually are going to put in time and effort and work into this business. And so those are the people you want. Yeah, we can have people who just kind of are in it for a hobby, but long term, you want to find people who actually want this and have that deep down burning for this business like you do. And so first and foremost, you guys, these are going to be such basic tips, but I hope I give you something good out of them, because it's so simple. But the first one is be the proof. I don't know how long you guys have followed me, or if you've just recently started, or what the case is, but I started coaching, and again, I had no experience with Beachbody or anything like that, so I started with P90X. I remember telling Leslie, my coach, she was like, okay, so what kind of workouts do you do now? And I was like, well, I do pump classes in the gym, so I like lifting, and it was just, it was like cardio lifting, like squat, jump, do that, like whatever. And she was like, okay, well, let's decide between Insanity or P90X. And so I was like, looking at the two, and even to this day, I'm like, if I would have started with Insanity, I wouldn't be here. I would have quit it in like the first 30 days. Like, thank God I did P90X and I fell in love, because I would have quit so fast doing Insanity. So one, it's awesome to find the perfect program for somebody and find what they actually love. But I committed to that 90-day program. I committed to P90X, and I dug in as a coach simultaneously. So this common thing that is happening now, I think, and I know that Carl talked about it a little bit at Summit and stuff, and it's just the fact that, most people are getting recruited with these 21-day programs, the 30-day program, and then they think, 21 days later, why am I not fit? Why do I not have abs? Why am I not rich? And then why is this business not working 21 days in? Why am I not, I'm doing something wrong. But, then they just stop. But it's setting that precedent up front, I think, that this is a journey, and it's not something that you're going to get high school skinny with, or, this awesome lifestyle change in 21 days or 30 days. It's a journey. And letting people know that up front, that, hey, yeah, you're getting 21 day fix, but you're going to want more after that. We're not done after 21 days. So I started seeing progress within 30 days of P90X. So I shared my 30-day progress pictures on social media, scariest thing in the world to do. And then right then people started to see those posts. People started to see that maybe what she's talking about is an actual legit thing, right? And so those of you who are, maybe not where you want to be right now or aren't at your goal weight, or you just started and you are overweight right now, like 30 days, like you commit and stick to a program and stick to Shakeology and walking out your journey, you will have 30-day progress pictures to share in just a month, right? It's a fact. These programs are written exactly like they are for a reason. So I'm first and foremost telling you that if you want to recruit quality people, you have to be quality yourself and you have to commit right now to a program. If you haven't, if you've been a coach for more than 30 days and you've never shared a progress picture, that's an issue. That's your first issue, okay? I also want to say though, I did P90X, and Deidra's very familiar with this, but I decided to compete after I did P90X, and it was probably about 6 months into coaching, I got approached by one of our old friends, and she mentioned competing to me, and so I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm going to do it, whatever. And I did that. I went through it. I did a couple shows. And then I got unrelatable in a way. I was not using Beachbody programs. I was in the gym every single day. I was not drinking Shakeology. My coach told me Shakeology was not in my diet, right? Not appropriate for my diet. So I wasn't doing anything I should have been doing. I got completely and totally unrelatable. I was no longer able to talk about coaching and doing challenge groups and things like that with the passion that I did in the beginning. Okay, so I lost a lot of that I should have had and I should have had stuck with. But after I decided to not compete, I was just in this huge funk. I was completely in a funk. I was like, I just want to eat my feelings. I don't want to work out. I don't have the energy to work out. I don't want to do it. It doesn't interest me. I'll talk to people all day about it, but I don't want to do it myself. I'm pretty sure I dabbled between every different program that we had. I would do a week here and a week there and take time off. And I don't know if you've seen my transformation pictures recently, but in this year, so 2 years of like dabbling and not really doing what I should have been doing as a coach. In March, I decided I hit like a personal rock bottom. I was having issues with my husband's health, and I was diagnosed with colitis, and I've just been having all kinds of issues. And so I decided, you know what, March, I started with the Ultimate Reset. I committed to the Ultimate Reset and I completed it. And then I jumped right into 21 Day Fix Extreme, which was another 21 days, right? So 21 days, I had progress pictures in 21 days from the Ultimate Reset. I immediately started 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I had progress pictures from 21 Day Fix Extreme. And then I immediately jumped into Insanity Max 30 and finished that for the full 60 days. But I mentally had this mindset change to commit to a program and actually walk the walk, do and be a product of the product with Beachbody. And you guys, I cannot tell you how many people I'm able to relate to now, being where I am now and coming from where I was. I wasn't obese, but I was very overweight and very unhealthy. And I'm just able to communicate with people more and show people that these products and programs actually work versus dabbling. You know what I mean? And not being able to show proof and not being able to show before and afters and things like that. So that was a big, long ramble about basically just do the programs and drink Shakeology, okay? But after all that, I mean, it's really just about getting back to basics, I think. You guys, like, I was no longer a product of the product. And when I made that mindset change to, stay in phase 1 and to do the 3 vital behaviors or 4 vital behaviors now, it was a wake-up call, and I recommitted and I committed, and it's paying off now. But you have to make sure you're sticking with it, because that's the first thing. I mean, if you're not recruiting like you want to be recruiting, you're not where you want to be in this business, self-check, right? Am I doing what I should be doing as a coach? Am I preaching am I doing what I should be doing? Okay. My next little tip is to be relatable. Okay. And it kind of ties into the same thing. It's not just about sharing your fitness journey, but it's about sharing your life. Okay. You cannot sign up as a coach and try to immediately post like a Lindsay Matway or an Amy Silverman. You know, it's not going to work for you. You have to do your own thing, and you have to find out who you're talking to and who your following is. You know, those coaches, those top coaches, they've honestly earned the ability to post the way that they do after years of work, right? To gain a following and the trust that they have today. You do not have that yet. I don't have that yet. I don't have the ability to post here and there, to show up here and there, or to, you know, just post about the lifestyle things like that. I still find myself having to go back to the basics and keeping fitness first and foremost in my journey and in my social media following. So I don't care if you've been a coach for a month. I don't care if you don't have that transformation yet. But honestly, if you're in this group, I know that you don't have that yet. I know that you don't have the ability to kind of be wishy-washy in your journey. So I've been a coach, again, for 3 years. And in March, when I had this nervous breakdown to my husband, so March was kind of a rough month. Like, I had a nervous breakdown about me and my physical appearance and things like that and where I was. But I also was like, okay, my business is falling apart. Like, what's happening? And I was like, honestly, just having this breakdown about not recruiting like I was. And, you know, 2015 was an awesome year for us. And then, you know, 2016 happened, and I'm like, what's happening? Like, you know, and he went back and he said, Raina, what are you doing now that you weren't doing? Like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, when you were recruiting these rock star coaches, when, you know, your team was going crazy and everybody was excited and all this momentum, what were you doing then? What did you do then to attract those quality coaches? And again, that was kind of a slap in the face. And I know I didn't post like I was posting 2 years ago. I wasn't excited about fitness and nutrition anymore. Back in the day I was pumped for fitness and nutrition. I was excited for the potential in Beachbody as a mom, you know, with a single family income. I was excited to buy groceries with my Beachbody money. I was excited that I didn't have to, you know, ask my husband if I could put $5 in gas that day. Like, literally, I could fill up my gas tank. I was excited that my kids, you know, could do gymnastics. And when they asked if they could do dance and gymnastics, I didn't have to tell them no. You know what I mean? And I was just excited for things like that, as big or small as they were, you know, that I could now afford, that Beachbody made possible. So I was excited for the friendships and the events and the community and the relationships and the fitness, first and foremost. And that is what I talked about every single day as a newer coach. That's exactly what I talked about a year, 2 years into the business. And that's what I had let go of. So I know that a lot of people are like, okay, well, I don't have this big financial transformation yet, or maybe not even a big physical transformation yet, and I can't recruit coaches based on financial transformations that I don't have. But I want to kind of squash that and just let you know that that's a huge excuse, because you guys talking about being able to afford a tank of gas is more relatable than me moving my family to California on a beach. 100% more relatable. You have to be able to connect with people where you are right now and where they are right now, okay? So Brett literally told me, Raina, you're not relatable anymore. You aren't relatable anymore. People look at you and think that's impossible. Yet I'm trying to recruit people that want what I have right now. And it's not happening. It's not realistic. So these people are coming on and they're like, okay, where's my beach home, right? They're like, okay, where's my income? Where's my tank? Like all this kind of stuff that is not realistic for them at this point. But those things that you should be posting about, those things that made me realize that my whole approach had been off and wrong over the last year, those are what is inspiring. The gas, the groceries, the gymnastics, the new friendships, the accountability that you get as a coach. That is what you need to post about every single day, no matter what, and share the crap out of every single day, no matter what, okay? So that you can reach people who want those exact same things, okay? Because that's what coaching is about. My next little bullet, sorry if I'm talking too fast. Somebody said they started with insanity. That's nuts. No, not for me. I was like, I did max 30 and I'm like, and I'm done, 30 minutes, thank you. But my next tip is to get in front of everybody, okay? Gary Vaynerchuk, if I were single, that's who I'd go after right now at this point in my life. But he said in his book, I have a lot of his books, but one of my favorites is his book called Ask Gary Vee, and it's basically like a book full of like questions from people sending him like emails and blogs and all of like just questions from normal people, and he just answers them in this book. And one of the things he said that really stuck to me was, if you're not getting in front of every single person at every single opportunity, then you're not doing it right. Okay? And that stuck with me. People are so scared of social media, so scared to put themselves out there, so scared to be vulnerable, to be open, to share struggles, like just to share it all. And I'm confused as to why. It really does confuse me. And I want to encourage every single person with that lingering fear to get over it, right? As a network marketer, we have an amazing opportunity in front of us, physically, mentally, financially. Why not dig in and share that with other people? Why not put this opportunity in front of as many people as possible, okay? So as a coach, I think Deidra disagrees. I think you said something different. Okay, I'm just going to say it because it's my call, okay? But I always recommend posting 3 to 5 times a day. But let me tell you why, okay? Let me tell you why. I know that Facebook is ridiculously crazy, okay? So when you post say you post it in the morning before work, and then at lunchtime, and then when you get off work, and then at night, right? Like maybe before bed, which is like prime time for like challenge group and coach opportunity posts and stuff like that. So you're posting 4 times a day. You are not on social media throughout the day to see those 4 posts from some person, and your following isn't either, right? So those 4 posts that you're posting every day on social media, your following is maybe seeing 1 to 2 of those posts every single day, unless they go to your profile and then they're like, oh my gosh, this crazy chick posts like 4 times a day. But they're not seeing it in their newsfeed. So it's not like your following is being bombarded by just health and fitness craziness, right? They're seeing a small percentage of what you're actually sharing. That's just the way Facebook works, and they're not going to favor you and put you in front of everyone at all opportunities, okay? So that's just my 2 cents. I'm sorry if your coach told you otherwise. But I really do think it works. So I'm like, okay, so I heard this from Amy Silverman one time, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. She's like, as soon as people open their social media, I want them to see me, right? So being present on Instagram, being on Snapchat, being on Facebook, being there and in front of people, you're going to be in the forefront of their mind, you know what I mean? Right when they open up their social media. And so that's always my goal too, is just to be in front of everybody. So, sorry, Deidra. It's my goal to be in front of everybody at every opportunity. So,
why are you sorry?
I think, and maybe it wasn't you. I swear sometime
I always say at least three to five times.
Okay, then maybe it was somebody else, but I was like, I swear it was you, but they were like, I don't ever recommend posting that much because you just bombard people. And I'm like, here's my thing.
If you're posting 3 to 5 times a day and those people are annoyed because they're seeing every post, that's their fault for not having a life and being on Facebook 24/7.
That's very true. Okay, I like that. I like that answer.
You're good.
So basically just be present, okay? Be present. And I encourage you to find your platform. Facebook, excuse me, I just belched. If you haven't read Jab, 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 Right Hook, I highly recommend it because it really helps you just become more aware of the different platforms that are out there. Different Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, who's on each platform. And it's really, really, really informative. Like, I mean, Facebook's demographic is getting older. Not that 30, 40s is old by any means, but if that's your demographic, that's where you need to be. Unlike Instagram, Snapchat, older teens, 20s, 30s, I mean, that's where you need to be if you're in that demographic. So definitely recommend that book. But the point of that book is really just to jab. I always tell my team, jab the crap out of people, right? Plant seeds every single day. Those, I got gas and working in my PJ posts, jab those people with that all day long and let them see what they're missing out on. The point is to show them, it's not this big extravagant like craziness, like you have to be like loaded and have a ton of money, but it's like, I have what you want. I have that little bit of freedom. I have that little bit of flexibility. I don't know if you guys follow Bonnie Engel, but I love that she does such a good job of like publicly squashing objections. Like the whole, oh, you don't have time? Well, yeah, you do. Or you don't have money? Well, yeah, you do. And priorities and things like that. And she does a really good job of doing that publicly, because before you start the conversation with somebody, they're going to have seen that, well, she's not going to mess around because she knows that I have time. She knows that I have the money for that. It's just get out there and get in front of people, and don't give them an option to say no, really. Okay. So back to what Gary Vee said, getting in front of people at every opportunity. Like when I add people as friends or they add me, first and foremost, form them, right? Get to know who you're actually talking to. But at the end of every conversation, I say, well, it was great talking to you, and I'm really glad we're getting to know each other. I do run fitness and accountability groups. If you're interested in ever checking it out. Or I say, if you're ever interested in anything I post about, let me know. Or something like that, just to kind of, it's out there, right? I've planted that seed. If they ever come back and say, well, I've watched you, or, well, trying to get into health and fitness, it's just a great place to leave it, okay? Seed planted, move on. My next, how many do I have? I have 2 more. I'm sorry. What time is it? We're good, I think. If I'm talking too much, just stop me, okay? So my next little thing, my little tidbit, is mastering the right hook. And so I'm kind of giving this like behind the scenes into this jab, right hook book. But I swear it's helped me so much in recruiting and just my business in general. So all you can do is really present this opportunity and hope that all of your jabbing is paying off, okay? So some people have the call to action posts that take off. And sometimes they have that and, you can't keep up. And then other times you have these, call to action posts where you get 2 likes and you're like, oh, I feel like death now. I'm going to go hide and not post that ever again, which is more times than not what happens. But let me just tell you guys something really fast. So when I don't know if you've noticed a shift, if you follow me like crazy or whatever, but I've slowed down my coach opportunity posts, and I've done way more fitness opportunity posts. My coach opportunity posts, if I were to go, you could probably challenge me now and I'll do it tonight. If I go at 8 o'clock my time and post this coach opportunity post, I guarantee you I get like 10 likes. I guarantee it. And then if I were to go and post in a challenge group post, same day, same night, same time, it would be flooded, right? Because I feel like I do a good job of showing what the coaching is like and sharing that opportunity. But you guys, people are so much more attracted to the fitness and nutrition side of things at this point. That's where I've been starting. And if anything, I'm always looking for clues in that conversation to maybe say, okay, well, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? Or girl, you should be a coach. You're already doing it. And you know what I mean? Those little ins, right? So like looking for clues and ways to say you should really think about coaching. But I'm very quick to do that in my challenge group opportunity post. So at every opportunity, I am looking for coaches, right? I'm helping people with their health and fitness, but first and foremost, I'm looking for people who are going to pay this forward just like I am, okay? So when you do this, I've watched a ton of videos on call to actions and even doing ads and things like that. And then it all says the same thing as far as getting people's attention, right? So when you do these call to action posts, the first thing they want you to do is call out to their pain, right? Saying, I'm looking for women who have X amount of weight to lose, or looking for women who are sick and tired of being tired, or something like that. You know what I mean? The next step is to let them know that you're there to help, saying, I have an accountability group that I'd love to plug you into, or I have a training group that I'd love to plug you into, and we're going to walk this journey out together. Next thing is to give them a preview of what's to come, like their future, right? So imagine what the summer would feel like if you're more confident in the way you look, or imagine not having to hide in layers this winter, or I guess that's not good because you probably want to be in layers this winter. Whatever, you know what I mean, right? Give them a preview. Let them know what their life would be like in 6 months or 3 months or 30 days, right? And then the call to action. Comment below for more information, or drop your email below for more information. Either of those are ones that I use a lot. But right hooks, I do this every single week. Most of the time I do this multiple times a week. I probably do it 2 to 3 times a week, okay? Get people. But don't just do call to action posts. Don't just do that, because people aren't always going to reach out to you. There are going to be so many people who are just watching, right? Just watching, waiting, maybe thinking about it. Not cold, but private message invites, so much more effective. I swear that I would say 75% of the good quality coaches I have were done through private invites, not coming to me. So don't forget that part. And then the last one that I want to talk about is follow-up, okay? So simple, so easy. I'm sure Deidra talks to you all the time about this. But you guys, 1 out of 10 coaches that I sign or close during our first conversation are done in a follow-up. Or not during our first conversation, but those 1 of 10, are done. No, I totally said that wrong. 1 of 10 are closed in the first conversation. The 9 of 10, the others, are closed during my follow-up, okay? So many coaches tend to skip this step. And I know follow-up can be scary and you don't want to annoy people and, whatever. It's an excuse. You have to follow up with people. You have to constantly, whether it's pen and paper, whether it's Asana, whether it's Teamsy, whether it's whatever tracking system you're using, you need to be writing down every single person you talk to. I don't care if they say no on the very first invite. I don't care if they say not right now or maybe later or my dog died or I don't care what they say. They go on your list and they are follow-up. Every single person. Okay, you should have a list of 100 names right now to start with. You message them, you talk to them. That's your immediate follow-up list. And every single month, you should be adding to that. Every single month. Okay. Don't ever assume that the prospective coach or customer is going to say that they're ready right now and that they're going to sign up right now. I will have conversations and they're like, okay, I'm so ready, send me the link. And I send the link and it's like, they never signed up. And I'm usually following up the next day. Hey girl, did you get signed up? Even if I know they didn't, I'm still messaging them that. And then a couple days later, if they still haven't responded, hey, not showing you in my system yet. Did you ever get set up? I'm wondering if there was a mistake or yada yada. I play dumb all the time. Okay. So just talk to them. Don't be afraid of the follow-up. It's a simple reminder. You have no idea how many times there are moms that you're sending this message to or the link to, and then they get distracted because their dog's pooping on the floor, or they need to go wipe a butt, or all this random stuff that comes up every single day, and they're not ignoring you, but life happens and it just gets in the way. So please make sure you're following up, okay? And you guys have probably seen this before, but it's always fun to read it and just smack you in the face with a bunch of information. So just some stats on proving that follow-ups work, okay? 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 48%. That means half of you on the call are never doing follow-ups. Dang, okay. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then stop. 12% of salespeople make 3 contacts and then stop. 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. And I guarantee you, those are the 10%, the elite coaches, right, in this business who make more than 3 contacts. 2% of sales are made up on the 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 2% are made on the very first contact. 3% are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. And then 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. That means 5 to 12 follow-ups with one person before they're actually in. You guys, I'm again, almost 3.5 years into this business, I think. I have people who message me now. For instance, last week, girl from high school, probably the only fist fight I ever got in high school. This girl messaged me. So random. I'm like, no, not a fighter at all. But my only enemy, I would say, in high school reached out the other day and messaged me about the coaching opportunity. You guys, 3.5 years in this business. And she's been watching me the whole time, right? She's been watching the whole time. And she just now reached out to ask more about the opportunity. You guys, it's crazy. People are watching. People are interested. But life happens and all kinds of things get in the way. Okay? So keep going and make sure that you are following up and you are always staying present. Okay? Don't ask what have you decided? Or are you going to jump in? Or anything like that. Those are kind of salesy and kind of pushy follow-ups. But some of my follow-ups that I do, are maybe more like, I always say, hey, love. I never say that in person, but I always say it on the computer for some reason. It's so weird. I'm weird. Hey, love. I don't know where it came from, but I just started it. But I say, I wanted to check in to see if you've got any more about getting started. Can't wait to help you. That'd be like my second or third follow-up that I send them. Or, hey, I've got a couple spots left in my group, and I'd love to get you going. Do you want to dig in or wait for my next group? That kind of gives them that out. If they're not ready and they're too embarrassed to say anything, you can say, oh, well, I'll just wait for the next group, right? That's a really easy out for somebody that would normally maybe ignore you, right? But I'm not rushing things, right? I'm not in a rush. even my first month as a coach, you're not in a rush, right? You're not in a rush to sell people something. You can present everything perfectly in the very first opportunity and to the very right person, and it might not be the right time. Okay, so make sure they're on your follow-up list. Make sure you are staying in contact with them and not just making it about a sale. Check in the next month and say, hey girl, what are you up to? I love the pictures that you posted the other day. Great, whatever. You know what I mean? Connect with them and don't just make it about the sale or you'll just be a salesperson. Okay? What would happen in your business if you acted upon the people you met, the promises you made, and the must-dos that are waiting? Now, not tomorrow, it would transform your business. I heard that quote and I was like, that's so freaking true. What would happen in your business if you acted upon the people you met, the promises you made, and the must-dos that are waiting now, right? Crazy. But I want you guys to think back when, you were brought into this business or when the opportunity was presented to you. Were you 100% sold on the first day, like me? Most people not. Most people weren't. Most people don't sign up immediately. Maybe a few of you were like that, but I guarantee that the other people in here, all of the other people, those 90%, maybe took a week, maybe took 2 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 6 months. Maybe they had to just watch their coach really have a transformation. Somebody signed within 30 minutes. You're the 1%. Okay, but think about that and make that your focus when you're trying to attract people. Okay, remember that you were not sold overnight. And your following isn't going to be sold overnight either. Okay? That's all I have for you guys. I hope that helped. I'm happy to answer questions if you need me to answer questions.
Girl, that was awesome.
I get on a roll sometimes.
Huh?
Did I get on a roll sometimes?
It was really good. I love that you shared about the follow-ups too. Jeff Matthewson actually told me about those too. And when I saw the 5 to 12 follow-ups, I'm like, nobody does that. And that's why there are only a few very successful coaches in this organization, because people are so afraid and not willing to do that easy little thing called follow-ups that we say all the time.
It's so true. And I read the book. I think one thing that really helped was that book, Go for No. I hope some of you have read it, but if you haven't, it's a really good book. But it's like, why am I worried about this? The worst they're going to do is say no. And if you make it searching for those no's and checking them off your list, like it's going to make those yeses like, oh my God, yes. You know what I mean? Versus the no's being so discouraging. And that was a really good book, I think, if you're struggling with the follow-up part. But yeah.
Does anyone have questions? Who wants to speak up? Unmute yourselves if you want to talk. I hear crickets. No, like literally, I hear crickets.
I'm sorry, I was trying to figure it out. Hi, Raina, how are you?
I'm good.
You know what? I do have a question. I'm good. That was a very good message, because I've been having a lot of trouble with a lot of people asking a lot of questions, very interested, but then when it comes to you burn the DVDs thing, and I got that down pat, that's illegal, if you want to be in my challenge group or that kind of deal. But I'm finding a lot that, people make a lot of excuses, as to why they can't do something. And, I tell them, it's 30 minutes of your life. You spend 30 minutes on Facebook easily, but like you were saying, following up without sounding too pushy. But a lot of people are saying, well, I'm going to wait and see how it works for you. And right now I'm working my butt off. I want to be a product of what I'm telling them, so like what you were saying. So I'm like, there's so much pressure, and I'm like, I want to get it done. I'm doing my Shakeology, I'm doing all this because I feel like once people see these pictures, they get super interested. And when they start, but how do you make sure that you are bringing them in and like keeping them in, to where they want to do the challenge groups? Because I have a lot of people that I follow up with nightly, but then it's always, oh, okay, well, I got to see if I got the money and this and that. Like I tell them, you're going to spend it on something else. That, if you're like me, you're going to find something, for your kids, or you're going to buy something you don't need. So, it's just mastering that.
Yeah.
Like, did you dig in hard?
Go ahead.
like, and use like like you said, your 30-day pictures and like show, Deidre's been helping me a lot because I'm so electronically challenged, and she's been giving me all these sites and showing me how to do this because I'm so afraid of technology. Earlier today, I was trying to record me dancing with size, and it's so embarrassing. I finally, after 2 hours, I finally got it right, and I realized I had a huge camel toe. I've got to find something to put like.
I seriously want to
Put a finger on it. Just
everybody's. So yeah, exactly, TMI. But it's like, I really want this. I want to do this. It's not just about making money. I want to change people's lives. I want to share my love of life and changing my life. I want to be here. And there's so many people that I know that are like, I'm sick, I'm this, I'm that. Just being able to relate that passion and that fire in others. Like, I mean, I know there's no secret, but I love hearing these stories.
Yeah, I mean, there is no secret, but I think a multitude of things. I think that you have to just keep going. I still hear, I don't have the money, or I'm going to watch you a little bit longer, or I hear all of those things every single day, still 3 years in. So those are never going to go away. You just have to get kind of like a tough skin and just be able to like, okay, I'll see you next month. You know what I mean? But I also think that you just have to focus on you. I feel like the more you can share your journey, the better. I think that daily workout pictures, daily videos, daily nutrition, talking about your food, sharing what you're eating. That's why I love Snapchat. Like, I can share every single day my behind the scenes. I can share every single day, every single meal, right? And I think that I get so many questions every single day on Snapchat about what we do, and just it's like a jab central. Like, you can just jab the crap out of people all day long on Snapchat and show them. You really can't. But then it's like, you can also be real. And I feel like especially on Snapchat, like, I can go and just do like a stream of videos and talk about people objecting and talk about those public objections. You can do the same thing on Facebook, but like Bonnie does. Like, I think that's really a smart idea as far as saying, you know what, so many people are saying that they can't afford this and can't afford that. Well, I pay $4 a day for it. And I know people who are spending $7 a day on coffee and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just publicly squashing that, I think, is what needs to happen. And just keep proving them wrong.
Okay.
I tell my coaches that all the time. Just keep proving them wrong, and they will come around every single time.
Okay, so just keep pushing forward, trying to lock down the electronics part. Keep, making bridges with people, talking to them, and, just keep pushing forward with my own progress. And that's really good what you said about the $4 a day versus the Starbucks. 'Cause I know a lot of people that got that habit. It's just so funny because it's hard because I got the people, oh, I don't have the money, but then they're inviting me to a purse party. They're inviting me to, a jewelry party. So not letting that get inside of you, and then just try and keep moving, and just I can't wait for Summit. I'm so pumped. I want to do it, and I want to do better. So I'm excited. Thank you. I'm so glad that Deidra had you on it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I heard somebody, I think, like, Brett went to the men's retreat in Dallas. I don't know if that's where I heard it from or something, but he said that somebody shared, there's two kinds of coaches, those that quit and those that succeed. That's it. There's two kinds of coaches, those that quit and those that succeed. And so you can choose to give in early, or you can keep going. Like, worst thing that's going to happen is, as you are learning this business, is that you get in shape yourself and you feel better mentally, physically, all of those different things. And you'll succeed as long as you don't quit.
You know what really sucks is those who quit, it's because they let others determine their success.
So true.
And I hate that. Yeah. Because they're not getting it fast enough because people are saying no, so they're going to quit. Do not quit because you're getting people that say no. Those people do not determine your success. You determine your success by continuing and moving forward, even when times get tough, because like Raina, everybody else, we all have tough times in our business. She just talked about it too.
Yeah. So true.
So true. All right. Anybody else?
Hi, can I talk for a second?
Hey, girl.
Hey. Thank you, Raina. I appreciate you getting on.
Sure.
Awesome. Instagram. I love your Instagram. You have an amazing Instagram.
I have a good following on Instagram, but I feel like I get nothing from my Instagram. Like, what are a couple little things that you have seen success with for Instagram?
Sure. So I actually just talked about this last night on our little live power hour for a team, but I bought Shalene's Instagram Academy for $99. I did 3 days of it and I just started implementing it, and I haven't had time to finish it yet, but I'm like, those 3 days has already earned me my $99 back, just so you know. But I have had an Instagram since I started, like since I've had it for 3 years now. I had 6,000 followers up until like 4 months ago. And I just posted today that I just hit 20,000. And that was, I mean, it happened for me really fast. And it was because, one, the Instagram Academy, I dug into what she said as far as the hashtags. And when people talk to you and comment on your page, talk back to them, and building the relationships on Instagram. I feel like it's super hard because you can't, it's not like, it's just different. It's not like Facebook like we're used to. It's not like back and forth and stuff like that. But just interacting with people as much as I can. And then one thing I'm very intentional about, and I got to pull it up to read it, but like on my Instagram, like I have my little profile when you go to my page, and it says like a few things about me. And those are my five main things, right? So I have a stay-at-home mom turned CEO, fitness lover, foodie, graphic t-shirt hoarder, and then I travel like it's my job. I have those 5 little captions on there that describe me. And so every single time I make a post on Instagram, I say, okay, is this post that I'm about to make, does it relate to any of these 5 things? Any of them? If not, I don't post it. If it does, then I post it. And I hashtag the crap out of it based on whatever it's about. So I know people that are following me for one of those 5 reasons, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm really just being intentional about what I'm posting to feed that target audience. And then people are going to respond to it. And I will be honest, I would post transformation pics, get a couple things out of it, right? But that was when I was dabbling. That wasn't when I was all in. Even in the beginning, like I didn't use Instagram very much. And I had like up to 6,000 followers like 3 years into it. So it wasn't a lot. But when I changed focus and recommitted to my program and actually stuck through it, you guys, this is how stupid it is, stupid good. I posted my transformation picture 4 days ago. I have people still leaving their email on it. 398 emails so far that have been left on it. 398. You should see my inbox. I'm about to whatever, it sucks. But it's a good problem to have. But that's so new. It's never been like this when I dabbled. It's never been like this when I was inconsistent, ever. So that's my biggest tip, is to, again, focus on you in that journey and build that transformation, whatever that looks like, and then talk about it. But don't forget those five bullets, right? Don't forget those 5 little things that describe you. Make sure you're focusing on your target audience, for sure. And yeah, hashtag everything, for sure.
Thank you.
I hope that helped. A lot of consistency, I think.
Any tips on how to get your kids in bed and not stay up whenever they have school now?
Lock the door.
Seriously.
Okay.
Melatonin. Saved my life.
I just looked up and saw you there. Chase, you need to be in bed. You have to get up for school in the morning.
That's Nana.
Oh, no.
How was your first day of school?
Okay, let's finish this. All right.
Oh.
Anybody else have any questions? Raina, you did amazing. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you.
Definitely
I hope it helped.
It did. It was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. And I will be posting the recording in the group. Shannon, you will be getting the recording as well. And yeah, thank you again, Raina. That was awesome.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right, guys. Have a good night. And I have another one coming in. Oh my gosh.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.